let's start talking. As I said, people will share a lot. Of course, if people don't want to talk, I'll start calling names. So let me start. I like proactive people first, you know, who hide behind the scenes. So who want to share first? What was your experience? What did you learn from the course that you did not know or you are not paying attention to as far as your business career or your business profession or you desiring to be a good business executive or consultant is concerned? Anybody? Just open your mic and start talking. Remember, part of the MBA program is co-learning. We learn from each other, we learn between ourselves. So this is a very important part. Yes, who wants to go first, please?
Yes, I'll go first.
Yes, Diane, go ahead.
Okay, I did a research on the marketing strategies that you sent, and I really learned a lot.
Okay, let's start with this one. We'll go with the marketing strategies of the video. Let's focus on this course first.
The basic, okay. No.
You didn't study this particular material?
I did, but I didn't prepare to give an expose on that.
You need to prepare for everything. All materials are shared. We all need to prepare thoroughly to come present. That's a shortcoming on your side. It's not good. Yes, who else? Ingrid, Honorine, Alain, Bless, Donald, Defon. Start talking.
Yeah, I'd like to share an experience that I had after going through the video.
Yes. No, not the video. Focus on the course. This course now. We'll go to the video.
Well, somehow related. Anyway, the main area where I found more maybe immediate value in was rather the video.
Okay, who else?
And but I think that is somehow linked to the course where you mentioned where you mentioned marketing, sales, and the customer service skills.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Well, because I think I was talking with a friend who is also into mass production of these chips and chips, donuts. That's flour in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one of the things that you mentioned under marketing and the customer service skills,
yes,
which I learned that I could share with him, and he actually used it, and it helped so much, was that most of the times we focus on getting new customers, but we fail to put in strategies in place to sustain the ones that we already have.
Yes.
So through that, he could find some leakage, and he decided to see how he could put other means in place to sustain the interest of already gained customers.
Okay, excellent. Anybody else? I want to foresee that many people did not study this particular course. That's one thing I'm getting.
I want to talk.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I can talk. I'll talk on the problem-solving skills.
Okay.
As an entrepreneur or a business person, you need to keep looking at problems. You think about the cause of the problem. Mm-hmm. You brainstorm about solutions to a problem.
Yeah.
Then you can have so many ideas conflicting, like this, I can try this side can work, this other side can work. And you have to be able to make that decision that will make you to choose the one which can be easier for people to adapt to and test it. Once you test it, you can now implement it. We need, as a business person, we need to open our eyes and be looking at this problem. Like today I went to Orange to retrieve my phone number. Sitting outside, people sat there like for 3 hours, and I was there thinking that if somebody can can solve this problem, like to keep customers waiting out and bring a solution that they can work effectively to attend to people quickly, because people outside there were worrying about so many things. It's just that they had no options to go.
Yeah.
So if identify certain problems and think of the solution on how we can solve it, we try to implement it and test it with few people. If it works, we implement it with our customers.
Yes. Great.
I equally had a question.
Yes, go ahead, Donna.
Yeah, when I was going through the PCF as well, I couldn't find a clear-cut difference between effective problem solving and decision making, because so I couldn't really find a clear-cut. Somehow I could find them being the same. Just the only difference in that for effective for decision making skills, it was just kind of expanded. Yeah, I just saw it like kind of expanded. But
yes, one is the outcome of another. Decision making is the outcome of the problem solving process. Because problem solving is a process, it's a tool. You understand? Problem solving skills is a tool, is a process that leads you now to be able to make a decision.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Anybody else?
Please, I'm just coming in. I would like to get on board. I'm very sorry.
Yes.
Is there any question at hand?
Yes, people are just sharing their experience of going through this course. What did they learn specifically and that they can use, or what were they reminded about, as far as, because the purpose of me sharing this material was to help people, especially who don't have business background, to lay the foundation of basic business management and administration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so what did you learn from the course that really impacted you, or that you were reminded about?
Yeah, the course in itself was much in one. I saw things which I did day to day, like being put down in a way or being articulated in a way I could never myself articulate it, and that in itself, it gives you a standard which you can follow to keep on doing that which you always do. For example, when you say keep track of many things at once, like you already know as an accountant or maybe a finance guy, by the end of tomorrow, you must have declared all of your taxes, paid your CMPS, or else you risk some penalties and everything.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get that. At the same time, you're trying to ensure that the cashier's record and everything is well. At the same time, you're trying to ensure that the marketing strategy put in place is well implemented at the most cost-effective way. All of those things, they're just juggling in your head. Yeah. And when you talk of keeping track of so many things at once, that brought me some of those reflections. Yeah. You say you will need to stay on top of multiple projects. Yeah, so I'm very excited because thank you.
Awesome, good, thank you. Okay, now just to remind. Yes, Claudia.
Okay, I want to talk about the financial management skills.
Yes.
Like you have to be keeping track of your record of sales. If you have a bank account. Okay, there's this case I came across. I had a friend, she had been doing business for over 2 years. And when I look at how she does her transaction, I see that she makes money every day. Or maybe like 7 times in a month, at times 20 times, but the profit margin are good. Now, they were planning now to increase their business scale. Now they had to like ship the things. The sister was managing the financial part while she was managing the advertisement side, doing the sales. So her sister had all the record of the sales, but at the end, she asked her sister that let the sister give her record of their sales so far. But her sister could not give because she did not keep the records. So she cannot even trace herself to even get an investor to see how far she has gone in her business and how she has been making.
Absolutely.
And with that, the sister was even spending out of what they were making for using personal things. And before they had discussed that they should open a bank account, the sister was like, the money is too small, like 400,000 is too small to be depositing in the bank. At the end, they saw that they have a problem in which they don't even have the finance to continue the business.
Yeah.
Now, they even want to get an investor, but how will you show that investor your track record? So keeping of sales, I had to like show her how to go about an Excel sheet that you can easily track your sales record for the month. Having a bank account is very important. It helps you to like manage your cash and know that no, I have to use this money for this purpose. And also when you talk about what do we do with our profit at the end of the month, normally after each month you make sales, the sales is, especially when your business is still growing, what I think you need to do the sales like, you keep reinvesting background money into your business for the business to expand and grow.
Excellent. Very, very true. Very, very true. So please, as we are going to continue, please, as I noticed, many of you here did not go through this course. And if you're here and you did not do business courses in maybe high school or university level, this course is a must for you, because the way we're teaching MBA program, we know that you already have basic knowledge, basic strong knowledge about business. There are some things that we'll never be talking about, and there are some things that some business strategies that I will talk about, which I will talk and mention an old strategy because I assume that everybody knows it because everybody has that mindset. Like, for example, organizational skills. We're going to talk about a lot of things that relate to organizational skills. So please take time. And if you are here, you don't trust your basic foundation in business. You don't trust your basic foundation. Maybe you actually did a university, but you are not serious. But you know that, you know what, my basic foundation in business is not good. Please redo this course, study it carefully. You will learn a lot. Organizational skills, you see, that's exercises for you, problem solving skills, the processes, steps, communication, all of that, well written in a way that you can quickly learn a lot and practice as much as you can. Good, let's go to the video. Yes, the video was talking about some 4 things. What did you learn about those 4 things? And today we're starting a marketing model, a very important piece in the MBA program, marketing and sales.
Yeah, I want to share what I learned from
Yes.
the video.
Yes.
All right. When Brian, I think the author was Brian Tracy. So
Tracy, yes.
when he was mentioning on the four marketing principles.
Yes.
One of the things I learned there was that sometimes, not even that sometimes, when a preceding principle is broken,
yes,
the current principle will always struggle to thrive.
Absolutely.
Like when he came to the second aspect, talking about differentiation, I realized that sometimes it's a waste of time and resources when you are concerned about your competitive advantage without clearly defining your area of specialization.
Yes.
So when you fail to do that, you realize that the following step will definitely struggle, and you are going to fuel in a lot of resources, and it's going to be a waste of time as well. So that's really what I learned. After that, he now spoke about the segmentation and the concentration.
Yeah, very powerful point there. Very powerful point. Yes. Who else? Who else? Nobody else? Okay.
So, I would like to talk what I learned too.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, the author first of all started by saying that we cannot put a strategy without put a strategy while ignoring our enemies as the competitors.
Yes.
So we need to know. So we need to know who they are. We need to know what they are capable of doing and why do people buy from them. And he went ahead to mention the 4 principles like specialization, differentiation, segmentation, and concentration. At the level of the specialization, he emphasized that it has to do with if you choose to specialize on a particular product, a particular customer, or a particular market area, it all depends on you. And he talked about differentiation, where he talks about what are those things that make you different from your competitors. What are those things that you do to add value? And other differentiation, he talks about your area of excellence. That's what is your unique selling proposition? What is that one thing that you have that others do not have? And when you discover that, you keep on improving on that particular area. And at level of the segmentation, he talks about who are those customers who appreciate you? Who are those customers who best appreciate you? Like he talked about the demographics, the psychographics, and how best you describe your perfect customers. At level of the demographics, he talks about identifying things like the age, the marital status, the educational level, the occupation and gender and the rest. Then a level of the psychographic, he said, what are those things that really motivates the people? What are those things that motivate them? What is their need and what are their hopes? Yes. At level of the constitution now, he talks about like where you actually focus your time, your energy, and your resources.
Yes.
So basically, that's what I learned from there.
Excellent. Good points there. Great points. Yes, who else?
I have something to add.
Yes, Claudia, go ahead.
Oh, he spoke about like many people can be in a business and their systems in which they operate is this. Now you come into the market, you'll be confused. Where can you have an advantage over the other person in the way you do your things?
Yeah.
He says another important aspect is how you build relationships.
Okay, I would like to take from the marketing strategies were presented by Branch, which is the fact that I realized that if you carried out what was explaining.
Somebody's network is not stable.
I was talking, then I got somebody started talking as well.
Yes, go ahead. I think the person has network issues.
Okay, I was saying like cases that you see many people in the same business, like make reference to real estate agent. Yeah. Like if you come, you see that the systems are almost the same. Now you think of their unique selling proposition, that you can have quality relationship with people in your process, like the way you talk to them, the phone calls you call, how you follow up, everything. It makes you to have an advantage over the other. Come to you because of your quality relationship, and they'll be able to recruit other people and they'll be able to come and buy again. Absolutely. And also, we have to be able to describe our business without bringing in the particular product or service. That's, you don't sell the product itself, but you should be able to say your business to somebody, to a perfect customer, without bringing out what your goods or your services are.
Yes, focusing on selling the value.
Good. Yes.
Good. Excellent. Anybody else?
Hello.
Yes, Honorine, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought she was done talking. That's why I came in.
It's all right.
I didn't know she was. Yeah. What I was trying to say was that one thing that I realized while listening to Branch Tracy was that the 4 principles of marketing strategy can be applied to.
Honorine, we lost you. Not getting. I think her network is not stable.
Specialization. No.
Yes, we lost you there for about 30 seconds or so.
Oh, sorry. I was saying that one thing that I realized is that the four principles can be used simultaneously. Like the results of one can influence the other.
Yes.
Before I used to think that if you're segmenting, okay, you stick to segmenting and stuff. But I realized that you could segment, you could differentiate, you could concentrate at the same time, selling a particular product or service. That's one of my let me say amazing discoveries I made while listening to
Yeah.
him.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay.
I have a take also on that.
Yes.
Which seems somehow, I think, what I think I faced real life. So after doing all of those advice from Brian Tracy, I think one of the most important things we should also highlight is you knowing not only your competitors in terms of their products or services, or know the market in which you're entering.
Yeah.
You should also know the type of people who exist in that business.
Absolutely.
Yes, the type of people who you work with in that business. For example, last year we had a marketing strategy where we came out publicly to address some nationwide concerns, to like explain to people why they could not, parents during the rush hours for schools, why they could not actually get books for their kids.
Yes.
But the people who are in that same industry with us took it for another thing, got another different message. The market out there, the people out there got the message which we intended for. But the people outside, the people with whom we are in the same industry got just another message. It's like we are the best and everything. And so what I'm saying is you must also understand the type of people, as in on a seemingly a personal note. If you can really get access to the CVs of those you are working with in the same company,
yes,
will help you a lot and give you an
yeah. I think we lost Boris there for a moment. Okay. Any last person want to share something?
Sir, please, I have something to share, but it's kind of it's a question.
Yes, great. Go ahead.
So, I'm sorry. I'll go back to the lean. A question. I have a question on the lean product development cycle. Like.
Yes.
Yes. You talked about the level of the second point where you talked about the customer discovery.
Yeah.
And you were talking about discovering, like discovering customers' needs and knowing what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I want to ask that now that you know that human wants are unlimited. Customers have a lot of they have a lot of things which they desire, and maybe, for example, you want to set up a business and you discover that the customers have their different needs. How are you going to meet up with different needs? Are you going to take the majority of those who have agreed that or maybe of those who approve of your product, or you are going to leave out the minority? And is it sometimes possible for you to produce something in a smaller quantity and actually see if the customers are going to come, or it's always like we should always ask them if they need it. So if they don't need it, we cannot produce it.
Good.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, to a certain extent. First of all, you cannot be setting up a business to solve all the needs of your customers. It's not possible. You can only a need or two needs. You are setting a business. Even provision stores don't solve all of customers' problems, right? Stores that sell every Maggi, salt, onions, whatever, but there are still things that customers will go there and they don't find. So there is no business that you can set up. That is even why supermarkets and malls came up. But there are still malls that will not sell private jets, will not sell high performance cars, will not sell, some malls still don't sell computers and many things like that you can list. You get the point? So the first step is for you to choose an industry. That is why businesses are separated into industries. There's the economy, And every economy of a country is made up of by industries. And these industries solve the various needs. The healthcare industry solves the health needs of the citizens, right? Hospitals,
Yes.
clinics, and all of that, and health centers. There is the education industry, whereby the various companies or institutions that is industry, like nursery school, primary school, daycares, high schools, and universities, vocational training centers, solve the needs, the educational needs of the people. You get the point? So you have to start by choosing an industry, and every business professional is passionate about an industry. If you look at the people in this class, there are some people passionate about technology, some passionate about accountancy, financial services, some passionate about healthcare, some passionate about education and all of that. So that is your first priority. Which industry are you passionate about that you would like to use and solve the needs of the people? Then your second question is, you will never go produce something when you are not sure. That's why idea validation is there. Because you may waste money and produce something nobody will buy. So what will you do with it? You have lost money, you have wasted time, you have wasted people's resources and all of that and skills. You understand? That is why it's always imperative when you have an original idea to produce anything, the second step is to validate the idea. The second step is for you to approach the potential target market and ascertain, do they really have this problem? Will they buy this product at this particular price? How can I access them with this product? How would they like to pay for this product? Would they like to pay cash, bank, mobile money transfer, Bitcoin? You know, it's a very important stage. That's why the idea validation is a very, very powerful stage for you to go through. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Right. Good. Okay, it's 7:30, so let's move on to the session for today. 30 minutes was for this core learning. And as I said, this core learning, you guys don't have examination. This is how I'm rating you. As people are talking, I'm rating you already. This is your examination. So if we give assignments, you don't go study to come and share, that is your problem. We give transcripts, of course. And today we receive a formal email from the university in the US who will be issuing your certificates. They specifically make sure that we should make sure that we're preparing marks for the transcript, because they're issuing you many MBA programs that you can use and pursue a full MBA program, or you can use and get promoted in your job site as international companies, international NGOs, whatever they are looking at. So, and your marks will only reflect. MBA is not an academic program. MBA was created in the days of the Second World War to help rebuild American businesses. So it's a practical professional program. That's why look at how MBA programs are taught. They're not taught for academics. They're not taught for you to go cram and go pass. It's beyond that level. It's practice. It's you living the program and being a professional in how you approach business problems and scale the company issues. Okay, let's continue. Today we focus on marketing and public relations, today and tomorrow. And of course, I always like to drive executives when I talk about marketing by handling this first important session, which is marketing strategy questioning. I believe that one of the best ways that any executive can build a strategy is for you to ask the right questions and seek the right answers. Can somebody from the executive governing council talk to Mambo Linda in the group? She's joining the wrong way. So Mambo Linda, just advise her on how she can join the right way. Okay. Good. Let's proceed. Let me see. Okay. Let's proceed. So marketing strategy questioning. As I said, one of the most, after when you have created a product, like we have gone through idea validation and product design, after that, one of the most important things that you need to do is to market, is to do marketing. If you have a good product and you cannot market, you only struggle in business. No matter how good you are as a person, if people don't know that you exist, you only be a talented poor person. You'll be a talented broke person. That's why marketing is important. Marketing answers one of the biggest questions in business, which is, how do we know that you exist? oh yeah, we know that, okay, for example, let's say Boris is an amazing accountant. He's well talented and is skillful. That is good. But how do we know that Boris exists? Boris needs to do marketing. How do we know that Alain runs a good agricultural business? That is good. Alain produces pepper and okra and cabbages and all of that. That is good. But how do we know where to find Alain and buy the product? And that's why marketing will always be one of the most important departments in every successful institution. And research proves that successful executives globally, continentally, and nationally are people who have strong foundation in the area of marketing. They're able to look at things from a diverse marketing perspective and are able to engineer the team to achieve the result of that. And the first step of this is for us to ask the right questions in marketing and find the right answer. And there is no magic bullet. There's no magic bullet. The goal of marketing is to connect your business value to the right customers. This is always the goal of marketing. So as an executive, anytime you are marketing manager, anytime you're sales agent, anytime you're marketing personnel, whoever is talking about marketing, what if they're doing a PowerPoint presentation, if they're doing whatever thing that they're doing, you need to ensure that whatever presentation they're doing can solve this particular problem. Can the presentation, can the marketing strategy that this person is presenting, is this marketing strategy able to connect the value my business creates to the right customer base? That should be your answer as an executive. That should be the answer as the executive. Good. Therefore, it takes a particular process, it takes a particular approach for you to execute your marketing efforts. You don't do marketing by assumptions, you do marketing by guesswork. It takes a particular process for you to achieve your marketing. And before you start making the decision on which marketing tactics and strategy am I going to use as a business owner, you need to make sure that you understand the target customer by asking these questions. Remember, in marketing, there is no marketing strategy when you don't know who you're targeting. You are just making noise. That's why for you as an executive, anytime that your business is designing a marketing strategy, one of the most important things you need to answer is, this business value that we have created, we are solving this problem for who? Because a marketing strategy without a target market is just noise. Nothing will be achieved. Nothing will be achieved. That is why if anybody is here who has ever done a Facebook ad or a Google ad, one thing that Facebook was designed to do is that when you're about to do your Facebook ad, Facebook will ask you, which location are you targeting? Which age group are you targeting? You have to select the age of, okay, you said, okay, I would like that the people who will see this ad on Facebook should be people between 18 years old and 20 years old or 25 years old. What Facebook is trying to help you do for free is to help you create a good target market for what you are selling. And that is why people who are able to answer this question before they go to do their Facebook ad or design a marketing strategy and decide on which marketing channel to use, they have to answer this question. So you decide whether you're going to do radio, or you're going to use television, you're going to use magazine, newspapers, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you're going to use, you need to make sure that the target market is very clear. And the best way to do that is to ask these basic and important questions. Number one is, how old are they? How old are they? This is a very important question. Why? Because it affects many things. Number one, it affects their understanding of what you're selling. Imagine you trying to market iPad, for example. Kids love iPads, that is good. But if you take an iPad and you want to go and market in a nursery school or in class 1, they may be excited about it, but their age, they are not in the age whereby they can make the decision to buy, what they call in business the buying decision. So when you're able to establish that, how old is your target market, you know that they have the ability to buy, or you are able to know who can influence their buying decision. You can be able to know, do they have the capacity to pay for what you're trying to market? Number 2 is, where do they live? One thing about this question is that it helps you to tailor your marketing effort, and it helps you to merge your marketing strategy with your distribution strategy. Remember the first time we spoke about, it is your goal as a marketing expert, as an executive, to make sure that whatever you are selling as an executive and as a business, your target market should effortlessly have access to it. There is no way you can design a distribution strategy, a distribution channel that is effortless when you don't know where the people live. Like, for example, there is no way that you can use DHL in Cameroon without using a local logistics startup company or without using Okada. Because you may be trying to distribute something to people who live, let's say, in Dobo, or let's say in Bekoko. No, where they live, their houses are not numbered. Maybe GPS is not well structured in that area, whereby goods can leave the US and go straight to where they are. But when you know where your people live, you can start disrupting the distribution channel. Because, okay, goods are going to leave the United States, they're going to come to Bonanjo. From Bonanjo, we're going to use a taxi or a bike or a local distribution startup and get the goods to their church or to their school or to the nearest store where they can get it. Why? Because you are able to perfect and localize your distribution channel, because you are marketing with the perspective of where do these people actually live. The next is, what online services do they use? There is no way in this age that you can talk about marketing without talking about online marketing. There is no way. And it is very important for you to actually pay attention and understand the way you are trying to market. What online service do they use? Like, for example, there are some things that if you want to market in Cameroon, you need to do a paid ad on Instagram instead of Facebook. There are some things that if you want to market in Cameroon, you may need to use the Google Ads, not Facebook. And there are some things that you want to market, you need to use the Facebook instead of Twitter, instead of YouTube, instead of Google Ads. Because you need to make sure that you know where these people are online. And that's why you need to do your research. Your target market, where can you find them? Like, for example, if you're marketing anything online in Cameroon and you're targeting young people between the age of 30 downward, it is strongly advised that you market it on Facebook and on Instagram. It's very, very important. You look at that. And there are some things that if you're marketing, you can market on LinkedIn. If you're targeting corporate professionals, you're targeting people who work like in FT and who work in EcoBank and UBA and these top multinational companies, you find them easily on LinkedIn than on Facebook. So your target market determines where the people live and determine what online service they use. Next question you need to ask is, how do they look for products in your niche? This is very important. How do these people look for products in your niche? Let's say, for example, I want to use a practical example. Let's say you want to start a telephone company and you want to start selling phones in Cameroon, in Bonaberi, in Yaoundé, in Douala, in Boya, Limbe, Banana, wherever you want to sell these phones, right? Now, one way that you need to ask yourself and find out is, how do young people look for products, look for phones before they buy? How do young people look for phones before they buy? Number one, you may notice that they look for phones by visiting the website of the various phone companies. You may notice that they look for phones by doing Google search of what they call phone specifications. You may notice that they look for phones by watching the various videos of the various phones on YouTube. Now, when you know how your target market look for your product in your niche, what do you need to do? You now need to tailor your marketing effort to where they can find you when they are looking for that product. Is it going? Are we there?
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's the same like you want to open a restaurant. Like for example, like in the US, for restaurants to be registered on Google Maps is very important. When I was in the US, what I experienced was that one of the most important marketing channels for restaurants in the US is for them to be registered on Google Maps. For those who use Google Maps, you can go on Google Maps and you're able to search restaurants nearby, for example. Now, that is the highest platform that Americans use to search for anything near them, restaurants near them, ATMs near them, barbing shop and hair salon near them. Whatever they can think of, they use Google Maps first before they search. That's why in developed countries, getting your business, getting your institution registered on Google Maps is one of the best marketing efforts. Why did they do that? Because they know that that is how people in their niche look for that product. How do people in your niche look for what you're selling? It's a very important question. It's a very important question. When you ask yourself that question, you now tailor your marketing efforts. You tailor your marketing strategies to make sure that wherever the target market is looking for that product in that area, they will also find your product. That is why if you run certain services and you are not on Google, you are in problem. You are not on the internet, you are not where people can find you, because when people hear anything in this age, the first step is they go and Google search it and try to know more about you and who you are or what your company represents. The next question to ask before you build your marketing strategy is, how do you ensure prompt follow-up on sales inquiries? This is a gold mine. How do you ensure prompt follow-up on sales inquiries? What does that mean? Imagine that Ingrid or Diane or Linda, they now go post something like this thing that women say they don't like that. How do they call it? Human hair for sale, for example, right? Now, if you post that on Facebook and you don't have a follow-up system, when somebody come and asks, how much? Whatever you say when that comment has been made on that post of how much is what we are talking about follow-up on sales inquiries. When you have the wrong follow-up sales system, when you do your marketing, you will never make sales. There's difference between marketing and sales. Marketing is, how do we know that you exist? You making that post on Facebook is marketing. When somebody come and comment how much, whatever you say is sales. Sales is anything that you do that will prompt the human being to remove money and pay you. That is sales. That is why there is at least somebody here that you have gone to a restaurant to eat and you end up not eating because either the food was late, either the salesperson was rude, either the restaurant was dirty, or something happened that you did not end up eating. Marketing took you to that restaurant, but their bad sales made you not to pay for the food and eat. So as a business executive, anytime that your people or you and your team are designing a marketing strategy or whatever, always make sure that there is a created structured system that is ready-made. When somebody come and asks, customer now, how much? You already have a clear system on how we are going to engage that target customer and turn that customer into a paying customer. I have seen people do good marketing, but bad follow-up strategies did not help them make the money. It helped them to become poorer. So what is your follow-up strategy? When somebody asks how much, and send you a WhatsApp message, send you an email, gives you a call. Hello, sir, is this and this? Yes, sir. Can you tell me more about your product? Immediately that question comes, what they expect from you in marketing and sales is to do proper follow-up on that sales inquiry. And it should be so good, it should be so powerful in a way that that person has only one option but to give you money, and you give them the value for the money that they pay. Never design a marketing system and skip follow-up on sales inquiries. The next question you need to ask as an executive is, what positioning and messaging will work for your audience? We spoke this temporarily. What positioning? We spoke about this earlier. What positioning and messaging will work for your audience? Yes, positioning is what kind of positioning? Where can I put the product for the target market to buy, to see? Like, for example, there are some of your products that if you put on Facebook, nobody will buy. But if you go to a church and share flyers and ask the pastor to give you 5 minutes to talk about the product, you will sell. So you need to begin to look, what is the best way that I can position this product? Where can I get this product ready? That's why the small note there says that before you start producing marketing content, you need to know who you will be talking to and how you should talk to them. How will you message them? Are you going to do mass SMS? Are you going to go to MTN and buy this SMS so that you can send SMS to 15,000 people and buy and send them SMS? Are you going to use email marketing? Are you going to use WhatsApp broadcasting? Are you going to use radio? Whatever messaging model you're going to use, you should make sure that it is the messaging that will work for your target market. Are you going to move from school to school during the assembly and get time to the principal and announce whatever you're selling? Are you going to move from office to office and talk to the staff of various companies about what you're selling? Make sure you have a perfect way to position yourself and the messaging that you have in place. Next is, what daily task need to be completed to reach your marketing goals? What daily task needs to be completed to reach your marketing goals? I'll give you an example. We do a lot of promotion on training programs and consulting programs. And one of the daily tasks that I and my team that we do is that we share the flyer of whatever event you are promoting 3 times a day. It is shared in the morning, it is shared in the afternoon, and it is shared in the evening. That is a daily core task, a very important task for the organization. And I do it myself. The team does it. That is, we share on WhatsApp groups, we share on Facebook groups, we share on our various timelines. That is an important daily task in our marketing process. Marketing, the success of marketing is from the daily tasks that make up the marketing. And that is why you need to frown at the staff or at a team member who doesn't understand the core activities that leads to the success of marketing. Marketing, not I'm saying we have a good marketing strategy. What makes up a good marketing strategy are the daily tasks that have been designed around that strategy. So a daily task, for example, could be that, hey, everybody on the team is going to post the flyer for the product every morning at 7 o'clock, every afternoon at 1 p.m., and every evening at 6 o'clock on all social media platforms, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. The second marketing effort is that once a week, we're going to make follow-up calls to any customer who made inquiries. Another activity is that we're going to ask customers who bought from us to refer us to their neighbors, to their colleagues, to their family members. So you sit down with your team and you bring out a daily core task that we need to do every single day so that the marketing strategy works and we can achieve our marketing goals. There is no marketing strategy without marketing daily tasks. That's why you go to many companies, they talk a lot of grammar about marketing strategy with no result. Because they don't talk about strategy on paper without breaking down that strategy into daily tasks that people can execute and achieve the result that the business is looking for. The next question is, who do they listen to when making decisions relative to their products? Yes, there are some people that your product may be that kind of product that when you market to somebody, they will need to go share the idea with someone before they make the buying decision. And it is your responsibility to do the analysis. Is my product like this? If somebody here, can they just buy immediately or they would need to talk to someone? And if it is someone, who is that someone? Here, you now need to make up your mind. How do you do your marketing messaging in a way that it can target the final user of your product and it can target the decision enabler of the product? I gave an earlier example. Let's, for example, kids love iPad. They love toys. They love gadgets. And you go to a school and you can decide and do a marketing system whereby you go to a school and you do a presentation of the iPads and the various educative games that are on that iPad. Then you can now craft a flyer. You print the flyer and you go after talking to the kids and you arouse their anxiety, you arouse their desire for that product. You now share those flyers to them and you give them instructions. Please, kids, when you go back home, hand this flyer to your parents. It's very, very important. Make sure that your father or your mother reads this flyer. It's very important. That is you targeting the final user of your product and also targeting the decision enabler of your product. For people who have kids in school, for example, I have a daughter. So many a time, she doesn't live with me, but many a time when she comes back from school and I've given her a paper for something, it could be paper for an announcement, for whatever, or maybe wear a sport wear on this. When she comes back home, the first thing is press her hands, please call my daddy. I want my daddy to see what they gave me in school that I should give him. You get a point? And when she does that, she calls the mom, the same thing. You know, kids are like that. You play on their psychology. You can do that. So you look at who is the final user of this product and who is the decision enabler of this final user. And you can create two marketing messages and target this group of people, and they'll be able to influence the buying or the purchase of your product. So those are core questions that you should ask before you get on board in designing your marketing systems or your marketing strategies. And there are some strategies that can pop up as a result of the questioning. Remember that, as I said earlier, it is good to ask these questions and try to find answers to these questions. Now, this is an example of what I'm talking about. If you have asked yourself all of these questions and they are really ringing in your mind, these are some possible marketing strategies that may come to your mind as a result of the questioning. Number one, you may notice that for you to sell something, you may have to join local business groups and communities. Yes. You may say, oh, you know what? For me to sell this particular product, I will have to join JCI. I will have to join YALI. I will have to join ISEC. I will have to join my ex-student association. I will have to join my youth group in church. Because a businessman thinks in terms of community. Which kind of community do I need to have access to so that I can be able to sell my product? Are we there? Are we following?
Yes, sir.
Good. Another idea that may come to you is that, you know what? I need to be a speaker so that I can use my speaking event and sell my product. So example, if you desire to be an author, if you want to be a successful author, you have to start making plans to start being a speaker. you have 88% chances of selling your books as a speaker than selling your book as a non-public figure. So you can start doing a marketing questioning for your book, and you say, hey, you know what? For me to sell this book like this, I need to start speaking at events. So I can use the event and sell my books. The next is you can do innovative marketing campaign. Innovative marketing campaign is any unique campaign that you can design that is very innovative. Example, you can design a campaign around a big day. Let's say International Women's Day. You can design a campaign around International Women's Day. Let me give an example of a campaign that I did. I have courses like, I have over 18 business courses and productivity courses that I've designed that I sell. There's something called Black Friday that Americans do. On Black Friday, if you go on Walmart, on Amazon and Alibaba, they sell most of the goods on 50% discount. So on last Black Friday, after Thanksgiving, I think they call it Black Friday. On last Black Friday, I decided, I've never done that before. I decided, you know what? I'm going to put all of my courses, all of them, into a discount, into 50% discount and promote it. That day alone, I sold courses over 300,000 francs in a day. I just to design, okay, you know what? Get all courses of Javnyuy Joybert on 50% discount on today Black Friday sales. And that is how people were ordering the courses consistently. That's innovative marketing. So you can leverage on something and create a marketing campaign around it that is innovative, and you push it and it can take your business forward. Let's say, for example, you run a restaurant. You can decide that, hey, you know what? On the 14th of February, yes, 14th of February, you're going to decide that, you know what? On that day in your restaurant, you are only going to welcome couples, and all the couples coming must wear red. And if nobody doesn't have red, you're going to make red mufflers and give as gift to couples who come and eat in your restaurant. You do that, you design a flyer with this message and you promote it. That's innovative, attached to a day or something special. It just means that you should do something beyond your traditional marketing system. And you can be able to create this kind of innovative marketing campaign after doing the marketing questioning. So, conclusion. Do not, as an executive, guesswork your marketing strategy and action. Guesswork doesn't work in marketing. Let me tell you, in the business systems, in business operational model, you can guesswork anything, never guesswork marketing. Marketing is one thing that you can guesswork and you lose money. I know a client who came to one time, that part had invested over 3 million francs in marketing a product to the wrong market. I mean, totally wrong market. And nobody asked, how much are you selling it? He was doing an advert on Canada, on STV, on certain channels that I don't know who his target market don't even watch that kind of a channel. Whoever he was, you know, there's some people that they don't want to make mouth now that, oh, you know, hey, we're on STV, we're on Canada, we're on this. And meanwhile, the impact of that marketing is not there because it was done out of excitement and assumption. Never guesswork your marketing strategy and actions. Proper marketing strategy should be developed from data, from asking the right questions, creating the right data, and designing the strategy from that data and executing it. And you always have the results that you're looking for. Okay. Any questions for this session?
I have a question, please.
Yes, please shoot. Elizabeth.
Yeah, please. I just want to draw us back to the points on positioning.
Yes.
Positioning.
Go ahead, yes.
Yeah, please. I would like to really get what you said about it again, please.
Okay. The point on positioning and messaging. Positioning is making sure that whatever you are marketing it in a channel or in a place whereby the people that will look for that product will actually find you. Get a point?
Okay, so in other words, it's more. Is it more of a physical or somehow mental something?
Good.
I thought. Is it more of a mental or physical something?
Both. Positioning goes always. It goes always, because your job in positioning is how do you make sure that when your target market is looking for this product, they find you. That is what positioning seeks to answer. You understand? Like, for example, if you notice that what you are selling, there's a noise. If, for example, if you notice that what you are selling, if you get it on the shelves of Santa Lucia, people are going to get it. That is positioning. So that you are looking at, okay, remember that marketing is how do they know that we exist? And when people know that you exist, what next? They start looking for what you're selling, right? So positioning answer the question, when they start looking for what I am selling, where will they find it? Are we there? Boris, are you there? I guess it's a network. Okay.
I'm there. It's just you know, I usually think it was all about customer perception of your brand relative to competitors' brand. That one name that maybe if they will just click to you. For example, let's say Lamborghini and Rolls Royce.
Yes.
Once you hear Lamborghini, what comes to your mind is fast and everything.
Good.
But at least you have expanded my perception of it, and I now know it's not only about the perception of your clients.
Excellent. Yes, it is part of the process.
But the place too. Thank you.
Excellent. We got it. Excellent. It's part of the whole process. Good. Okay. Another question?
Yes, I think I have one more.
Yes.
You see, I don't know, maybe this part of the world there is not much of this influence, but I've seen cases where people succeed in establishing an awesome marketing strategy and everything.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, their PR spoils their marketing strategy put in place. That means it's I get trying to get
yes.
what I'm saying.
Yes.
So are you getting me?
Yes.
Yeah. So their PR comes in and spoil everything which they have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and spoil everything. So my point is there a way which you can like shield your marketing strategy from from your PR public relations works and endeavors and everything? For example, this what I'm saying is what gets rise to the company called Lyft.
Yeah.
In those days, Uber had the whole market, but they had one PR that spoiled everything, and Lyft came into existence. So my point is there an ability for you to really construct a marketing strategy that is void from the influence of PR?
Now, one thing is that it is totally difficult. Why? Because customers are moving towards companies that have good integrity and good values. We love, as human beings, we love to be part of companies that value the society, that value ethical issues, that values good morals and all of that. So when you have the wrong PR, it affects your marketing immediately. And that is why we look at many companies, when that happens, many times they are tempted to change the company name and rebrand it to a new name. So, like for example, it happens a lot in Cameroon, whereby you see that, especially in the entertainment industry, where you see that.
Yeah, even Tanguy.
Yes.
Tanguy Supermon.
Yes. You see, so that is why one of the most important things that a company should be a good PR officer. A good PR officer, we're going to see that one of the most important roles in a PR officer's job description is risk management. Risk management. When something happens that will negatively influence the image of the company, it is the job of the PR officer to have a risk management plan immediately to counteract that. You get a point? So it could be through an apology, it could be through announcing the immediate sacking of the CEO or the immediate dismantling of the board, or an immediate, there should always be a risk management strategy that the PR officer can develop in few hours or few minutes, and be the first or one of the first to get it on the loudest media before anybody else, because there is no way you can separate negative PR from your marketing, because all of these are public tools. Remember, marketing is how do people know that you exist? Marketing is more external, sales is more internal. PR is totally external. So all these external factors, when anything happens to them externally, the impact is felt in public. You get the point?
Yeah.
We're going to see that on PR tomorrow. We're handling PR. The course on PR is the framework on effective PR, and you will see how you can act on that and structure that and be able to manage the two efficiently.
Okay.
Okay. If there is no question, let's